Okay, so now Spirit is giving me a message that somebody's very disappointed at their own selfish ways. Okay? Somebody or some individuals in your life were very selfish. I heard to the point of no return. You have individuals around you that were very, and may still be very selfish. And I'm picking up that they burned many bridges because of their ways. So this is someone who, if you need something from them, or if you ever needed help from them, they would always have some type of excuse or just something that wasn't valid. Like, you know, especially I feel like you made yourself available, I just heard, in many ways for some people. And when you needed someone, no one was around. No one made themselves available for you as you did. So there's many times where you made yourself available and moved your schedule around and changed things up in your own time to accommodate someone that you care about. And I heard the time when you help them is a time where they'll be like, oh, if you need me, I got you. But then when the time comes, they don't got you. That's what I'm getting. Like, so why you say that? Word is not bond with some people in your life. Word is not bond with some people in your life, right? So this is what you don't like. That's that shit don't like. Okay, so that's what you don't like, and you have a reason not to, because it's I heard you being honest and them not does not fit. It doesn't match. It doesn't work. Just like last night's message. It's not working. Nasty work not working. Okay? So, you had to switch up on them. You had to, because you knew it was best for the outcome, the overall outcome. I heard the worst part is that you never thought that they would do that to you. The worst part. You know when you put someone up on a pedestal, you know, when you care about them and when you appreciate the person in your life, and when there's like a lot of respect, you could easily put someone on a pedestal because, you know, like, it's this, you just want to, because you trust that person, you have love for them. So you're like, oh no, that's my people. Like, what are you talking about? You know, if anybody says something sideways, there will be some corrections, like, don't even go there, okay? But when you have that perspective of someone in your life and you do hold them up on a pedestal from a point of respect, and then they cross you, there's no return from that. I heard X marks the spot, and then I saw a map that looked old, like a scroll, with an X on it. The X is on an island, though. Like, the X was, like, you know how there's a map and then the islands are on the side in between the water and no land around it? The X was on top of an island in my mind on that map. I heard they're on their island, but not for good reasons. It's just the selfishness. I heard there could be thousands of fish in the ocean and they still wouldn't share them. They'd rather keep them for themselves instead of share them. And they'd rather let the fish get so old that they can't even benefit from them. They'd rather the fish die off to say that it's theirs than to give it away. That is horrible. You know, that makes me think about that scripture in the Bible about wealthy people. Wait, I have to go get my MacBook. Hold on. The scripture is something like, let me just look it up, but it's something like it's hard for a wealthy person to get into heaven, because if you tell them to give away all their stuff, they don't want to. They want to hold on to their stuff. They don't want to share it. Hold on, let me find that scripture. Un momento. Handy dandy. Okay, let me see. Matthew. Okay. Matthew 19 and 23. Chapter 19, verse 23 and 26. It says, Then said Jesus unto his disciples, Verily I say unto you, that a rich man shall hardly enter into the kingdom of heaven. And again I say unto you, it is easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to enter into the kingdom of heaven. And there's a verse where I believe that the rich man is actually speaking to Jesus and asking questions. But I remember the rich man like being sad about what Jesus said. And hold on, I'm looking for that part. Okay, hold on, let me go back a little bit. Which ones he inquired Jesus, you should not murder, you should not. No, hold on, one moment please. Un momento. Okay, I'll start here, I guess. 19:19. Honor your father and mother and love your neighbor as yourself. The next verse is, all these I have kept. The young man said, what do I still lack? There was like a question. Where's the, hold on, because I need to find the actual question where it's like the rich man asked, like, how can I get into heaven or something like that. Yeah, something like this right here. It's giving me the same scripture though. Alright. I guess I'm gonna just leave it there because I don't want to go too far back. But maybe I'll put it in somewhere, the end or the beginning of the video, when I find the key points that I'm thinking about. Jesus looked at them and said, with man this is impossible, but with God all things are possible. Honor your father and mother and love your neighbor as yourself is 19 and 19. Chapter 19, verse 19. And then chapter 19, verse 20 is, all these I have kept. The young man said, what do I still lack? And then chapter 19, verse 21 says, if you want to be perfect, go sell your possessions and give to the poor, and you will have treasure in heaven. Then come, follow me. When the young man heard this, he went away sad because he had great wealth. Then Jesus said to his disciples, truly I tell you, it is hard for someone who is rich to enter the kingdom of heaven. I just heard money changes people. That's not here in the scripture, but I know it does. I think that should be many people's, like, one of their mantras, not to be changed by money. Like, once you have a certain level of money, not to allow it to change you, but allow it to work for you. And it's easier said than done, right? But at the same time, I just feel like, you can't really take that with you when you leave from here. So to leave something of value for others and still appreciate and spend what you worked hard for, yes, and do what you like with it. But it's like Spirit is saying a portion of what you receive should be given to those in need, because so many people want to do things but they don't even know how, or they just don't have the money to do it. And there's many people that have so many wonderful, amazing ideas, but they don't have a way to make them happen because their finances are not right. So there's so many people left behind that have so much beauty inside of them, but they don't even know exactly what to do or how to do anything to get to it, to get to their beauty, so that they can multiply their gifts inside of them. Jesus said to his disciples, truly I tell you, it is hard. Oh, I read that already, but I'll say it again. Truly I tell you, it is hard for someone who is rich to enter the kingdom of heaven. And then 19:24. Okay, verse 19, chapter 24 says, again I tell you, it is easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than for someone who is rich to enter the kingdom of heaven. Now, when you think about that, you just know that's impossible. A camel is not going through the eye of a needle. And that is like the contrast, helping you to understand how difficult it is for the wealthy to find any reason to create something to help people who are less fortunate. They just feel like everybody's lazy. I mean, some people are lazy, don't get me wrong, but not everybody's lazy. Like, some people have ideas and they don't have the means to make it happen, right? Because everybody's not lazy. And I feel like when these types of individuals get into their bag, they just put everybody into a big category and begin to look down on people instead of trying to find ways to just innovation. It just feels like innovative ways to make things different, to change the environment. Where there's a will, there's a way. When the disciples heard this, they were greatly astonished and asked, who then can be saved? Next, Matthew 19, or chapter 19, verse 26. I'm trying to say it, so if you would like, you can follow along, follow along. Jesus always says, follow me, because he's the way. He's the way. And he don't gatekeep. He tell you. You know, that's funny, because you know the Bible is all twisted up, and there's good stuff and there's bad, there's truth and there's lies, right? Now, you know how, what's them people called? Like serial illers? Just put a K in the front. A lot of them, they a little off it. So they like to leave riddles and things for people to find, to figure out, because they, unfortunately, it's like they think about it as art, and that's creepy, but, you know, it is what it is. Some people, they ain't rocking right. The equilibrium is off, so they start doing crazy things out here. But it's kind of like, that's what the Bible is a representation of, giving us a little bit so we can find the truth on our own and learn to do away with the rest that does not work, and using discernment. The Bible is a perfect place to use discernment, because there's a lot of confusion in there that can throw you off, and you're supposed to feel when something is throwing you off and throw it in the trash. But then there's aspects, especially when it comes to the teachings of Jesus, that it's conscious. It makes sense. It's like, yeah, you know what? That's about right. So this is the key here, and this is what we need to start looking at when it comes to things, because with all these people arguing and fighting over unnecessaries, it's been going on for so long, and it's just so dumb to me. It just doesn't make sense. And then everyone that actually is trying to, not everyone, but many that really try to help others make sense of these words that are in this book, and, you know, they get targeted because they didn't say it a certain way, because they want to uphold the confusion, and that's why they be going so hard. because it's about upholding the confusion. It's not about the enlightenment. It's not about the clarity. The goal is to keep you confused. That's why the Bible is patched up with other books and then manipulated. So that's why it's so confusing. Okay? So Matthew chapter 19 verse 26, it says, Jesus looked at me and said, with man this is impossible, but with God all things are possible. Now Matthew 19 and 27, Peter answered him, we have left everything to follow you. What then will there be for us? Matthew chapter 19 verse 28 says, Jesus said to them, truly I tell you, at the renewal of all things, when the Son of Man sits on his glorious throne, you who have followed me will also sit on 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel. Christ consciousness would be those who are conscious, those who are in the space of Christ consciousness and actively accepting it and using it to their advantage, will be those who correct what needs to be corrected. Those who make order. Her order in the court, the mallet on the stand. That's powerful, this one right here for me. Truly I tell you, at the renewal, right now is the renewal of all things, when the Son of Man sits on his glorious throne, which the Son of Man is already on the throne. You who have followed me will also sit on 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel. You know what else that makes me think about? There's so many scriptures, it's giving me chills. There's so many scriptures in the Bible where Jesus, or Christ, I should say. I feel like it feels right when I say Christ, because it's connecting to Christ consciousness, alleviating the pains of people who are like, he's not real, or he is real. It doesn't even, come on, let's just get to the point, right? As many times as Christ said, follow me, if you pay attention, it's almost like he's saying, follow me. Don't follow everything else most things that you see in this book, don't follow that. Follow me, and you'll get to the truth. Follow me, because I'm going to show you the way. I'm going to show you the truth. I'm going to show you how magical you are. I'm going to show you metaphysical things. I'm going to show you everything you need. I'm going to make you a magician. I'm going to make you an alchemist like me. You see what I'm talking about? Do you peep it? Hey, I don't know, but I see it. I'm just trying to relay the message, okay? Here you go. Do as you please. Just try your best to do the right thing. Do the right thing. Do the right thing. Is that a movie? You know, every time Spirit gives me something, I feel like I need to go check it out real quick, because it's connected. I heard synchronistic thoughts. Do the Right Thing came out in 1989, and that is a Spike Lee movie. Now I have to watch it because Spirit just gave that to me. And you know what? I don't know if I ever actually watched this or not. I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure, but I'm going to now because they've just given this to me. If I watched this, it was a long time ago, but I feel like there's a message inside of this movie now because Spirit just connected dots here for me. I didn't even know I was about to bust out with the scriptures. You see, that's how, let it work. You see, let the work work. Let the angels work. When you get some type of thought in your mind, Follow it. Follow it. You heard follow me. I was just talking about that. Christ said follow me so many times in the Bible. And I'm going to say it again. It's like Christ already knew the plan of the plot. So consistently there's a reason why you keep seeing follow me. And for those who chose to put these good teachings in there with the ridiculousness that's confusing and horrible, it shows you that it's like a game. Like, let's see how many people actually read this book and get it, because it's actually very simple. But if you keep listening to everybody else instead of trying to figure out on your own, you're just going to go with what you've been told instead of creating your own understanding. And that's what's missing. Individuals having their own understanding, because your own understanding can completely obliterate anything that is confusing people. Like I always say, when someone is teaching, it should always be not to glorify themselves like, oh, I'm so smart, I could teach you. It's not, no. It's, I know something, let me share it with you so you can know it as well. And then maybe you can find something else and then teach me. You see? That's the way of Christ. And that is a beautiful way to think, because you're not stepping on anybody. We don't need to step on each other. There's enough consciousness out here for everybody, because it's like never ending. It's like a ribbon that never ends. A ribbon that never ends. It just keeps gifting. Christ consciousness creeps. It is kind of, it does creep. It's not creepy. Maybe to some it is. But it could creep up on you, because when you allow the flow and you don't have the debris of problems within you that block the consciousness from connecting to you, from linking to you, you're just given messages. They just come to you, right? They come to you. It's like clockwork. They just come to you. But if you are around a bunch of individuals that stress you out, annoy you, make you mad, you're always arguing about something because someone around you is just miserable, so they want to make you miserable. And if you're if you spend much time in environments that do not condone or encourage your spiritual growth, then your ability to grab that ribbon of Christ consciousness, it won't be available to you. And regardless of if a theory is true or not, when you connect in that way, you know, I just feel like there's so much, this universe is so abundant with knowledge. There are some things that we're just not really supposed to be able to, I heard unwrap, but prove. It's challenging to try to prove spirituality when it comes to the connection that you have with God and spiritual abilities. It's hard to prove it because oftentimes in this realm, things that are not proven are considered rubbish. But the thing is that many people experience things that they say cannot be. So if it's actually happening, it doesn't mean that it's not. It just means that only a select few can get to that point to experience it, because those select few allow themselves to be open to communication with Christ consciousness, as well as building a relationship with the Creator. Because the Creator creates. The Creator created everything. So it's like tapping into, yes, hidden knowledge, but it's sacred. And that's why it tingles your ears, because it's sacred. It's knowledge that was hidden from us on purpose, because those who hid the knowledge know more than you about yourself. I think I'm going to end it on that note, because that just made me feel some type of way. Honestly. Okay. And then try to not even try to gaslight you every day of your life to tell you, no, that's not you. You don't know how to do that. You're not magic. You're not black magic. No, 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 honey. No, no, no. Okay. I think that's it for this message. Okay. Follow your trail. Because you're going to have some tricks up your sleeve. The longer you follow, the more tricks up your sleeve. And it's the good tricks. I'm not talking about turning tricks. I'm talking about good tricks, okay? Good ones. Because it tingles the ears. I heard tingles your ears and conditions your mind. I really heard moisturize your mind, but that's crazy. But it's more so condition your mind. Yeah. So everything you do, do it with love. Always remember the creator is in you and the magic is too, because you are magic. Much love to y'all. See you in the next video.